Hi everyone. Hope you're all doing well. I want to show you a couple things as we prepare for this Thursday's session, which is on the after class. And as you've been working through the module, you've learned about maybe some formative and also some summative assessment techniques that you can utilize in your flipped classroom. So I want to show you a cool assessment technique that will help you, the instructor, know how to better find out whether or not your students are actively engaged in the online portion of your course. So we can do that using some analytics within D2L that'll show us how much people are on or accessing and staying in the respective modules. So to do that, what we first do is click on November. And really, you click on content. And then what you're going to do is, after you're in the content section, you're going to click on table of contents. So for your respective course, you just click on content and then table of contents. And then you go here to related tools, and then you go to view reports. So what's nice this next part is I can now see, for instance, how many people have visited in August, and then I can click on that number, and then I have this highlighted out, but the names are right here, and then it tells me how many visits, the total time spent, and the average time spent. And this is some important information from an assessment point of view, because if students maybe underperform in the class, it's quick to put the responsibility on the instructor, but as we all know, our students need to be active learners and they need to take responsibility for their learning. And as the instructor, you can kind of go in and see how much time they spent, so that if they come to your office hour, if you see that they're struggling, you can maybe call them into your office hour to talk to them about, you know what, I see you're really not going into the modules much. And the other thing is, as you conduct this approach over several semesters, you can possibly, with the help of someone, say in the mathematics department in statistics, develop some predictive models. So after so many semesters of data, you can develop a predictive model that someone else could help you do that would say, okay, in order to be successful in this class, you have to spend X amount of minutes of what we found based on like course grades, etc. So I can see that some haven't gone into this module at all. And then, let's go to, we'll go back and we'll go to November. And I see as of today only 6 people have gone into the module. And you can see again, the total time spent, that's 28 minutes, 26 seconds. The average time the individual spent in the module was about 9 minutes, 28 seconds. And then so forth and so on. So again, this is, I think, some good information that allows you to really better understand what your students are doing in that online portion, because if we're not with them, we still can keep track to ensure that we're kind of moving them along in the learning process. Okay, so I just want to show you that. But the other thing I want to talk to you about is for this module, what I'd like you to do, bring Thursday, I asked you to bring 2 formative assessment techniques. Instead of bringing them, I'd like you to put at least one of them up on the Padlet, and in this email you'll see that there was a link to the Padlet. And what's nice about that is, after you click on that link and you put your technique in, we're going to have all of them right here. So for instance, here's the Padlet, and it just says use this space to provide an example of formative assessment technique you can use in your course. Just click anywhere on the pad to add your example. And then I showed the example of the idea spinner, which I thought was actually pretty cool. So to add yours, you would just click anywhere on there. You write your name and then the technique, and then a little bit about how you plan to use the technique. And if you have a link or if you have an image that will allow us to better understand the technique, you can do that, or if it's just from your description, that's fine too. Okay, so then when we leave here, we're going to talk about them, but then you'll have a resource that has several different formative assessment techniques that you could try out in your class. All right, well, I will see everyone on Thursday morning. Thanks. Let me know if you have any questions.